It's the NFL on EA Sports. And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Baltimore Ravens and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And it's coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State and TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Baltimore Ravens and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And a welcome in, everybody, with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, so much gets made about offensive comparisons. Here's a matchup where the defenses may just take center stage.
Yeah, we're usually talking about guys scoring touchdowns. How about the guys who prevent them and change the momentum of the game when they take the ball away? I love those ball hawks in the secondary. People after my own heart.
Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And off we go from Jacksonville. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. Jacksonville's offense trots out here for the first time, and all eyes go right to number 16. Now in his second season as the team's face of the franchise, Trevor Lawrence.
The word is potential, potential, potential. Think about this guy from the time he was in high school, one of the top prospects going to college, coming out of college, mentioned as a generational type quarterback. He looks the part. Tall, big arm, surveys the field, and can take off and run when under duress.
Going to the air right away, Lawrence. Dancing to his left. And his first pass is incomplete.
Well, sometimes the defense just beats you. Great coverage from the secondary. All of them in the proper position. So instead of trying to throw into tight coverage, he found a way to throw it away and come back and try again the next down.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Lawrence to throw. Completing it, and right away he lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. And defensively, maybe an opportunity missed there.
No doubt about it. When that ball's out, all you're thinking about as a defender is, this is our chance to make a huge play. Instead, he's able to recover his own fumble. And big sigh of relief, huh?
Yeah, usually those wide receiver fumbles, there's open space around for the defense, but not there. He hops right back on it. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That was the first third down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. This is brought in at the 21. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Baltimore's offense making its way out for the first time. And leading them, their quarterback, a guy who is just so electric under center in his 5th season now, Lamar Jackson.
and he remains the league's premier rushing threat and one of the biggest playmakers among quarterbacks. His goal each and every season, continue to expand his game as a passer and become well-rounded. All those highlight reel plays you see, they come off the fact that he can run it, throw it, and scares defenses every time he takes a snap.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll run with Edwards here to begin the drive. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. All-around great play by Devin Lloyd, using his athleticism to get to the backfield and his strength to stop him for a loss.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Jackson. His throw incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Mark Andrews, there, and it's 3rd down. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now it's Jackson. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. A solid run of 11 there as he tucked it and ran, but he's still short of the marker at its 4th. And that is something that we just saw there that you obviously have to be prepared for when you try to defend Lamar Jackson. That likely will not be the last time that we see him take off.
I love your language there, partner. You have to be prepared for it, and you work at it. But I don't care how much you prepare, it is hard as heck to execute against Lamar Jackson. Great vision, great speed, tenacity, runs through tackles, makes people miss. It's always a long game when you're trying to corral Lamar Jackson.
So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the 2nd time here in this game. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity, nothing big.
And oh, he coughed it up, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
Let's go, man. All right, go get him now.
Edwards now on 1st and 10. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They run once more with Edwards. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And the Jags with 5 in the secondary now on 3rd down. Now Jackson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Oh, they were so close. That close to their first points of the game. Just needed to hang on just a second longer. But he couldn't complete the process of the catch through the jostling from the defender.
They'll run for it. It's Edwards. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down.
That was 4th and what we would call long in that situation, wasn't it? That wasn't 4th and inches, was it?
No, I mean, you get in those situations 4th and 3, 4th and 4. That's a lot to, what would you say, a lot of pizza left in that box.
It certainly is. Not everyone dove in on that one. In today's NFL, this is a passing down. All right, this is not a running down. That takes a lot of guts to call that play and even better execution.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. The quick feet by Jackson. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that. And here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game. And all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
First and goal from the 3. And they'll try to pound it in with Ricard. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Patrick Ricard, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. And they just powered it in right there, Charles. 3 tight ends out on the field. The fullbacks for the defense, they knew what was coming.
They knew, but they weren't able to stop them. They knew they had to meet them with a little bit of force. But on that play, the big guys up front won the day.
Justin Tucker for the extra point. And the Ravens lead at 7-0. That time a 6-play drive. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. And completes it to Kirk over the middle. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. After run, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Jacksonville, and it's the Jags with the football. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's the second-year man from Clemson, Travis Etienne. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. From the gun, it's Lawrence. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the tackle, defense.
Yeah, no question. He got to the QB late, CD, and that's going to get a flag every time.
Every single time. Because let's face it, the league is always going to have an emphasis on these calls. They want to take care of these quarterbacks who are in vulnerable positions when they're passing the football.
Off the play fake, here's Lawrence. Rolling to his right. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
On second and very short, Lawrence firing quickly here, and that's complete. And the Jags are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Etienne will get it into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Just power football there, down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible, but all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Riley Patterson now for the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. A drive that time of 6 plays, and it was capped off by a Travis Etienne touchdown run. So I'll leave it at 7 now as they kick it away. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. The offense for the Ravens returns to the field. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
On second down, here's Jackson. That's caught. It's DeMarcus Robinson. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. This one hauled in, and again it's Robinson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Another catch for him there. This one good for 11. First down.
Partner, you know when we call a game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed and his elusiveness and the ability to get him on the ground and how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game. It has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Again, Jackson. That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 39. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Jackson will throw again. Caught out left side by Robinson. And in for the Ravens touchdown. DeMarcus Robinson, 39 yards. And the Ravens will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front, and now see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. Now Tucker to add the PAT. So that drives 7 plays in length, and it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Now Jamal Agnew from his end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. The Jags going to go on offense now late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. Throwing now, Lawrence on first down. They'll get this out to the flat for ETN. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. To throw again on second down. Lawrence, quick slant caught by Kirk. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. And defensively, Baltimore's in a dime look here on third. Here's Lawrence. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Here's Logan Cook now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. 6-yard return after a punt of 48.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Ravens going to get one more drive here in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. Here's Jackson to throw. And that is incomplete.
He took a shot there, but boy, was that ill-advised from my viewpoint. Coverage was awfully tight. How did he get away with that one not being picked off?
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Jackson now.
That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. Tucker's kick is good, and they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So a big play before the end of the half to get them into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23.
The white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, BG, thanks very much, and welcome one and all to our beautiful new downtown Orlando studios for this EA Sports Halftime Report. First, let's get a check on the next-gen stats from that first half for the Ravens. And there were a few factors as to why they built this good-size advantage, but the rushing numbers were not all that amazing. We'll see if they can pick it up in the second half. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. and they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. From the 6. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's able to find Wallace. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
They completed the screen on the perimeter, but boy, that was textbook defense. Exactly as you're taught to play against a wide receiver screen, and they snuffed it out for a loss of yardage.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jackson, throw right side is complete to Andrews, his tight end. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Jackson finding his tight end Andrews for the Ravens' 1st down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
They run with Edwards off the option. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
On 2nd and 7, Jackson. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Jackson. And incomplete on the deep ball.
That's going to frustrate the coaching staff a little bit as they dialed up the deep shot, but they weren't on the same page on that play. Heck, I don't think they were in the same book. I think he thought he was going to do something else, ends up throwing it over the sidelines, well incomplete.
The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Now Lawrence down around his goal line. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the third quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
On second down, a run with Etienne.
And from the 4, they get it to the 8 on a pickup of 4.
Well, they still have time to get them established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
From the shotgun, Lawrence.
And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line.
Tyus Bowser picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
As I was watching the play unfold, my eyes immediately went to the referee because I wanted to see, was he going to put those 2 hands over his head and that universal signal for a safety? But it's at the 1-yard line. You know you're playing with fire when you get sacked that close to the goal line.
Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
Off the option, here's Edwards.
And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Jackson. Finds his man over the middle. It's Likely. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Ran a perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
They'll try and run for the first with Edwards. A beautiful fake. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on third.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, 29 yards.
And the Ravens are an extra point away from making this a 3-score game. An important score there, CD, and now an important extra point because it would make it a 3-score game.
Love the math there, and at this point in the fourth quarter, look, we all need next-gen stats, right? We all use them. But we don't need them here, do we? Because that means it's almost a certain victory.
Tucker now for the extra point.
And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it was capped off by the touchdown run that came from Lamar Jackson. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Jaguars back with it on offense. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and that will bring up second down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd learned to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
7 yards there and a first down.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
And they'll throw on first down with Lawrence. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. And the Ravens are going to take possession of the football. So a nice play defensively by the rookie coming up with the INT.
And that's a late-round pick right there, making a first-round impact. And a lot of these day 3 corners, they end up winding up on special teams and sub-packages and even on the practice squad. But he's really made an impact on this defense, and he comes up with the interception there.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth-quarter lead. Jackson going to give this one to Edwards. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Foye Aluakon finding his way to the ball for a stop. A tackle for loss.
And that's exactly what offenses try to avoid by using motion and throwing different formations up. They hate when he can draw a bead on the play, get a running start, and make a big play behind the line of scrimmage as he did just there.
Meanwhile, Jackson's throw into the hands of Andrews. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7. Well, clear running situation. Trying to take time off the clock. He ran the previous play. Set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they had shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit him over the top.
Now Jackson. Open man is Duvernay. And he will have a Ravens first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. And they run with Edwards off the option. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry. Give him 4 yards on the play, and that will lead us into the 2-minute warning. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory.
On second down, here's the option.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson with his second touchdown of the afternoon, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
So the lanes continue to be there for Lamar Jackson to run that football. That his second touchdown run of the game.
You know what I would like? I'd like for us to be able to go into a defense's room after playing Lamar Jackson and watch the tape and see how much of a lane was really there and how much he created just through his talents. In any event, Lamar Jackson finds the end zone, doesn't he?
He always seems to, but that's a good point. We sometimes put blame on the defense. Maybe we just need to praise Lamar Jackson a little bit more.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Fielded just outside the goal line. Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. Well, probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the fourth quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this stage.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Marlon Humphrey.
And the Ravens are going to take possession of the football.
All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. Now, I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves, held them to 7. If we'd made one more play, could have had our shutout.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense. They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted, so they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. This defense, Charles, they have unraveled here in the fourth.
In a sense, it's like they're being pressed like in a basketball game, and they just can't get the ball over half court. I mean, no matter what they do, they can't get off the field. They can't slow them down. They're just going up and down the field against them. Yeah, unraveling would be a perfect word for them.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Again, it's Edwards. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Up the middle, here's Edwards. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.